Muslim Morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast.
Josh, if somebody you know, not me, of course, maybe it's me, I don't want to put that out in the ether, though, somebody you know gets canceled tomorrow, are you publicly coming to their defense, or are you Homer Simpsoning right back into that bush?
Thank you for teeing me up. This podcast is 100% Timothée Chalamet all day. Go to the intro. Two Jews, both big and tall, no subject too small for the good guys. A Mother's Dream premium podcast team, make it your weekly routine, it's a Good Guys. And if you don't give us 5 stars, what are you nuts? What are you nuts? Yeah, we're the good guys, we're not the great guys, we're just so good guys. Whoa. I'm done with this. I am done with this man being joked about for the most innocuous bullshit comment. You know, the great Jesse Metcalf was here last week, and I hadn't really seen the context of the comment. I had just read the headline the way everyone did, and I was like, oh, who cares? It was a dumb thing to say. I'm not even going that far, because if you really hear the entire conversation, he literally said nothing. And this is so us. And by us, I mean not you and me. I mean by the Hollywood elite, which we are not.
Yes.
This is so
No,
them
we are
to-
not. We wish.
Zeros. We're big zeros. Hello, I can see us losers.
If only. No, I don't want it at all.
We're losers, 3 O's. This is so like them to build this guy up as the second coming, and then the moment he says even something remotely not acceptable, boom, they rip him down.
Look, I think it has everything to do, unfortunately, which is so lame, with Kylie Jenner, okay? They don't like his choice in women. And let me tell you, because the Kardashians get dragged all the time, no matter what. The Kardashians are never taken seriously. It doesn't matter how many legitimate businesses they build. It doesn't matter how much money they make. It's always, oh, but Kim, maybe Chris leaked Ray J. Like, shut the fuck up. She has like $5 billion companies. You wish you knew how to market the way that they do. And I just think that while I don't know her. Kylie seems like a badass. They seem to be in love. They seem to be really happy. She seems to be like a great mom and a great entrepreneur, and certainly a very fortunate woman to be born into a great family. But all things aside, I really do think, I'd love your thoughts on this, but I do think that is hurting his public perception with these stupid Hollywood elitist Oscar. I know look, don't come down on Josh. I'm saying this. This isn't Josh saying this, the Academy, okay? Academy, come for me, okay, when I call you stupid. Not Josh. Josh thinks you're really smart. I'm saying, all you elitist Academy crapolas, look, Kylie's a nice woman. Timmy loves her. Stop holding that against him. I think that's what's happening. Do you agree?
I don't know. I think that, yes, it's definitely possible. First of all, if you really look at the balance of it, it's like the perfect couple, right? And if people are being judgmental, it's because they're sexist, right? Because imagine the roles were reversed. Imagine he was the billionaire, Fortune 500 killer entrepreneur, and she was the wispy, actory, creative type. Then, of course, it would never be second guess. But because she's a badass woman, which we support here, our bow wows, badass women, it's suddenly like, what?
Bow wows.
Bow wows. And by the way, her in that Oscar dress, bow wow. She is a knockout. She is a killer entrepreneur. The whole family crushes it. I give them all the credit. And Timothée Chalamet, we grew up a block away from each other. And somehow I did not drink from his talent faucet. But nevertheless, I support him fully. Fuck out of here with those comments.
And also, Hollywood loves to pick. Like, they nitpick at, like, a relationship when the age gap is too big, right, Josh? Like, oh, I can't believe she's dating somebody 20 years older. They're perfect for each other. What are they, the same age? They're a normal heavyweight couple. It's, like, so nice. I don't know. I love him.
We're a heavyweight couple. They're just a couple. What do you think, Olivia?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of like discourse around like the popular girl and like the nerdy like actor type that I've seen too from like a more, I don't know, like Gen Z female like meme page type thing. I have seen corners of the internet that are very like pro them and just love it because like he's such a little like weirdo and she like loves it too. So you can tell they're very happy together. And I just think it's like, yeah, I think it's really unfair. And I do think that there's a bit of sexism because to your point, if the roles were reversed, like nobody bats an eye, or if anything, people are like, why is she with him? But yeah, I mean, I think that's always going to probably come up to some point as long as they're happy and people aren't like dragging them to filth, which unfortunately is happening at the moment. I think, let it go. Let them be. They're beautiful. Have fun.
100%. They're beautiful. Have fun. So, Josh, if he was canceled, which it sounds like he wasn't really canceled, but you're coming to his defense, okay? Let's say, though, it's somebody, they did something, Josh. They did something, okay? Are you coming to their... You're not coming to their defense. You're, like, smell you later.
Is it something that is... Well, it's all about context, right? Are they being canceled for something that is egregious, or is it for something that they don't deserve to be canceled for?
I think it's something that they don't deserve to be canceled for. But
yeah, then I would.
Nevertheless, they are being canceled badly. Well, it's tricky, Josh. It's tricky.
We can speak honestly, right? Like, we've all gone through our own versions of, quasi-cancellation. Like, when and I appreciate her for forever, and you, but especially with Claudia being so public. When when the documentary about Nickelodeon came out, and people were understandably super upset, but a lot of their upset was directed towards me. And I appreciate that Claudia was like, and she ran it by me first. I hope I'm not speaking out of school, but Claudia ran it by me before she went on her pod and said, like, you guys have lost the plot. Like, this is undeserved. And I really appreciate that she showed up for me in a moment where it felt like, the internet was coming down on me, even if it were just for a couple days.
Yeah, and I think that it takes a very strong person to know that you can speak up, and the cancellation, whatever is going on, will be over in a couple of days anyways. But you'll always remember who reached out to you. Yeah. You'll always remember who said something on your behalf. The people who are dead silent, they better be texting. Because if they're dead silent online and they're dead silent texting, they're not calling, whatever, then that means that this is a purely transactional relationship. If you're not checking up on your friends who are going through something like that, then they're not real friends. So I feel pretty strongly about that. And in today's day and age, I think it's really important. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the moment, and the person I have to give the most credit to and appreciation is Drake, who saw it all and immediately spoke up and was like, guys, you're getting this wrong. And I appreciate that, because it really meant a lot. But I think you're the same way. I think you're a true blue boy, baby. I think you would definitely speak up for a friend who was... I think you can speak up for a friend when they're unjustly being dragged. And then I think you can also privately text and don't have to necessarily make a comment, which I kind of, in 99% of the scenarios, understand.
Totally. And when... We're not going to name names, but we both know somebody who is canceled. By the way, when you're canceled, you're fine these days, okay? It's not like the real, like your whole life is over, but canceled, it's not pleasant. We both know somebody who was canceled, and they were wrong, I think. But I still reached out to them and said, I'm so sorry, because even if you're wrong, it doesn't mean that they don't deserve to hear, I'm sorry that this is happening to you. Because it still stinks. Of course, there are degrees of what's right and what's wrong, but hopefully you're thinking about the same person that we both know. And I'm not going to speak further on it. By the way, that's a great example. I just told Josh who it was. He's like, I don't even remember. And by the way, that was the biggest fucking deal for a week.
Oh, God.
The biggest deal. His life, he thought his life was over. And let me tell you, it didn't change a thing. And I'm so happy in that moment. He didn't do something so bad that I reached out to him. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry that this happened to you. And like, yeah, he was probably wrong, but we're all human, and seeing just like so much dreck written about you online, it's not fun. It's not fun.
No, it's a wild way to experience life. And yeah, I think the great Neve Schulman said this great on my first podcast. He was like, when the internet comes after you, your life becomes your defense. And how you've lived for every minute prior to the internet getting mad at you either fuels their feelings or is a rebuke and kind of says like, okay, maybe they are guilty of saying the wrong thing, and maybe they were human. But everything leading up to this shows the history of a good person. So maybe we calm down on this and don't completely ruin them for what was a human moment.
Far too rational. Let's kill him. Josh, switching gears for a second. Did you know that our video is on Spotify?
Yes, I love Spotify.
It's just so cool. Like, I went into Spotify. I was just like looking just to listen to the episode, and you can literally press a play button and watch it.
That is
How
so
sick
premium.
is that? It's so premium. And, like, of course, go and watch us on Josh's YouTube. But how easy is it to pop open Spotify and watch right there? It's genius. It's genius, Josh. Genius. All in one app. You can even flip it, watch it landscape. People are going to think you're taking a selfie. No, I'm just watching the good guys walking into incoming traffic. If you get hit by a car, by the way, that's not our fault, right?
Not even
just because they were watching it. We can't be held liable because they were watching us while they were hit by an 18-wheeler, right? It's the 18-wheeler's fault, not our fault.
No, shout out Freddie, my insurance adjuster, who's constantly trying to sell me on an umbrella policy, and I just plugged in.
So yeah, we're not liable. But do what you want. But the video, it's just so cool. I was just excited about it. So, yeah, if you haven't, check it out on your Spotify app. I was going to say go to Spotify.com. I don't think you can do that. I guess you could. You have the app. Do it on the app.
Okay, so Oscars, let's go.
Okay.
I didn't watch. I just watched highlights.
I think you're probably better off than I watched, but, like, I didn't fully watch. It's just so boring. Like, I just can't. One thing that I'll say, let's just cut to the end. First of all, I saw none of these movies, but a lot of them look really good. I saw that one documentary, Josh, that one beautiful documentary, not beautiful, it was actually tragic, about the woman who was killed by her neighbor. You know the one I'm talking about, the Something Strangers or something, whatever. It didn't win. It should have won. What are you, nuts? That one that I saw, it should have won. Michael B. Jordan, what a beautiful acceptance speech. We could start there. Just like a deserving, incredible. It's so funny. My mom called me 1 minute before the Oscars. She's like, Ben, I just watched the scariest movie. It was that movie.
Sinners.
What is Sinners? She's like, Ben, I can't. And by the way, the fact that my mom watched Sinners is hysterical because she gets so scared by everything. The fact that she turned it on, I'm like, Mom, why'd you turn on that movie? She's like, your dad wanted to watch it. He put it on. He then went to take a shower, forgot that we were watching a movie, and I watched it alone. So my mom watched Sinners completely alone, is petrified, had nightmares, and then Michael B. Jordan won. That's all I know about it.
Bruce, where's the remote, Bruce? What? I'm lathering, Ava! Are you watching Michael Jordan? Oh no, he could act! I loved him with Dennis Rodman! It's very scary, Bruce!
Terrifying. She was terrified. But he gave one hell of a speech. Josh, I just love it when they come in, they thank God. They thank family. They thank the people around them. And they get off. What a dream. Thank you. Peace.
I'm so happy for him. He's a class act. And I knew him when we were like 20 years old on the Celebrity Basketball League. We were on the same team. Yeah, dog.
Wow.
And so it's weird for me because
Did he always go by Michael B. Jordan, or originally he went by Michael Jordan and then realized that's going to be a problem?
No, always Michael B.
Yeah, that's so smart. Whoever thought of that for him, genius.
And he, it's so funny because I remember we all were given jerseys and I had the number 4 and he's like, yo, could I get the number 4? Like, that's kind of like my number. I would love that jersey. And I was like, no. I regret it now. He probably remembers.
What do you mean, no? I thought you were for sure. You're so agreeable. Like, you're like, yeah, any number. -3?
Because he's a lean kid, and I didn't know if there were another big boy jersey. Like, number 4 fit me, and so I was like, I just have a real connection with the number 4. I could give a shit about this number.
I was
going to
say,
it's 0 to me.
it's pretty amazing to be a number 4. I've never been a number 4. I'm always a 36.
Right.
Like, always, if they're giving me a penny, I'm a 42. It's like we didn't even know that the pennies went up to 42 and there are 5 guys on the team. Why are we in the 40s? And that's because if you're a big boy or a big girl, you know that the big pennies or jerseys start at 30 and go up. You can't be a double X, triple X, and be a number 3. You just can't. That's reserved for smalls and mediums. So, wow, you were trim, fit as a fiddle.
Fit as a fiddle, but it was amazing because at this time, like, he was just like, I feel like he had just done The Wire. So to watch him, like, at that time, like, I'm sure that he was like any other actor fighting for auditions, trying to get a good part. And he just happened to be incredibly talented, really climbed up the ladder, had a godsend in making his first breakout movie with Ryan Coogler, who's another genius. I mean, that's what it is. When you find someone like that and you have magic with them, like, make as many movies as you can. And respect and shout out to both of them. Like, what talents, and it's really, really awesome.
So well deserved. And it was just like a great moment for the room, a big standing O. It was great. And like, if it wasn't him, I would have been pissed. Because again, we love Timmy. And I was just like, let Timmy win. Let him win. But then when it was Michael B, I was like, you know, Michael B's awesome. Like, this is awesome too. That's great. And Timothée Chalamet will probably win 10 times over the next 30 years anyways. So, unless he turns out to be like a Kobe, where like we just keep saying that and then he never wins. And Kobe got 1, he should have gotten 4.
1 MVP,
maybe even 5. 1 MVP.
Did you weep about Kobe? Because I wept.
Oh my God, it was the worst day of my life. It's in one of, and yes, I'm privileged for sure, but it was it was terrible. I remember I was walking around Bloomingdale's aimlessly, looking at my phone. You know when you go in for a pair of jeans, all of a sudden you've been in there 35 minutes and you got no jeans?
Yeah.
You're just walking around, you're on your phone, you're taking calls, you just like, your ADD took over and you're like, where am I? All of a sudden I'm, Kobe's dead. Helicopter. Crashed. And then you go down a rabbit hole. Was he with his children? Was he with his wife? Was he with other, who was there? What the fuck is going on? Is this a prank? Why is TMZ telling me and not his wife? I remember it all like it was yesterday.
35 minutes in, I just imagine you walking, like finding yourself near a La Crusette in the home goods section, like just quietly.
Without even knowing, I just spent $3,000. I get home, I'm like, what is this?
I went for jeans, I got a Dutch oven. I remember I was shocked, but then like a week or two later, they did the funeral at Madison Square, or I'm sorry, at the Staples Center, and they did like a montage. And I just remember sitting in my living room. Paige was in the bedroom, and I'm like weeping, and I needed to like show. You know when you're crying so much, you need to show someone. I walked in to my Paige. I'm like, "Are you seeing this?" I was so upset.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible.
The greatest.
I can't ever remember having that type of reaction to another celebrity. And it's funny, you'd think that, I guess maybe I had it with Robin Williams. Besides Robin Williams, I didn't have it. Like, Kobe's hit me like a ton of bricks. He was my idol. He was, like, every year we'd have Kobe Day at the Garden. The Lakers would come to town one day a year, and he would just beat the shit out of the Knicks. You're not going to watch the Knicks, but like back then, you were never going to watch the Knicks. You were going to watch everybody else. I remember they used to advertise, I've definitely spoken about this on the podcast before, but for the new listeners, they used to advertise Dream Week, and it's hysterical because the Knicks were like 20-62, and Dream Week was when the Timberwolves would come and you got to see Kevin Garnett. When the Lakers would come and you got to see Kobe Bryant, and when the Spurs would come and you got to see Tony Parker and Tim Duncan. And that was Dream Week, where we'd pay money, we'd sit, we'd watch the Knicks lose by 30, but we were watching greatness. And Kobe Day was just, that's what we called it. Kobe's in the Garden, it's Kobe Day.
How did they miss not making the official sponsor Kobe Day for Kobe Day?
It's Persian night.
Persian night with Kobe Bryant. Salam.
It works really well. There's so many Persians in LA. I love it. Kubi Day.
Okay, wait, let's go back to the Oscars really quick. So now there's this viral thing where, so cool, Michael B. Jordan went to In-N-Out after he won the Academy Award, and everyone went nuts, and he's signing and getting burgers and fries. Do you think he was paid?
It's just an Andy Reid moment. If he wasn't paid, it's just like such a classic way to ingratiate yourself to your fan base. Like Andy Reid is also just like a big boy, and like he like needed it. He was like a drug addict itching. He's like, I need a triple whopper or I'm gonna pass out. But Andy Reid, after they win the Super Bowl, runs straight to fast food. It's a good question on if he was paid. I feel like In-N-Out's one of those places that doesn't pay for anything. Am I wrong? Like I've never seen In-N-Out market. Do they market? Do you see In-N-Out commercials? Does In-N-Out spend money?
It's a good point.
I think that he just like probably wanted an In-N-Out burger, and at the same time knew that like, you're down to earth too. You just won Best Actor, and you're a man of the people, getting a burger, animal style, and fries. Like it's a classic tactic. I think. I don't think he was paid. You think he was paid?
I think that if In-N-Out doesn't do a lot of advertising, it would be beyond genius marketing to just say like, Michael B. You'd probably have to do a contingency, right? You'd probably have to be like, if you don't win, here's $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go. We engaged with you. Here's just like $100,000 for opening the email. But if you do win, here's $1 million. Go get a burger after. Like spend 30 minutes, you make $1 million, and like the amount of press they're getting is worth way more than that.
I'll take it a step further. I bet you he paid for his burger.
Sure.
I'm so sure that In-N-Out didn't pay. It's one of those where unless you see ads for it on the West Coast, obviously why would they advertise on the East Coast? There are no locations. But I've never seen In-N-Out influencer marketing. I've never seen a billboard. I've never seen anything. It's just like the ultimate word of mouth, delicious burger. So I feel like he just went. It was a great moment, and we call it in the business earned media, Josh. So much earned for In-N-Out. Just free, and like the PR team's so excited. They're writing to their client like, we would have had to spend $1 million or $10 million or whatever to get this, and we just got it. There's no better feeling when you're a brand than something like that. No, unbelievable. It's awesome.
And I actually did a charity bowling tournament for In-N-Out once because they're really an incredible family-run company. They're religious, and so they've had like proverbs. Like, do you know this? They have religious writing on parts of the packaging.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they'll have like a proverb written either on the bottom of the cup or in parts of the packaging. And there was actually backlash at one point because people felt like, oh, that's not completely, it's lacking a level of inclusion for everyone who eats there. And they were like, respectfully, we don't care. Like, this is what we do.
Good.
We're a religious family, and we feel passionate about this, and I give them credit. And they really showed up because I made a nice contact there, and we were doing this big fundraiser years ago for a friend of ours in our community who had ALS, and he's a firefighter. And so we did this huge sort of like concert carnival thing where we could go and everyone could spend money and would all go to the family. And I reached out to In-N-Out, and they sent when I'm talking like almost like it could attach to an 18-wheeler of a mobile restaurant that gave out, and people could pay for burgers, but they obviously gave it for free. And, they did 500 burgers, fries, milkshakes. So cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, they're awesome.
It's so funny. You bring up inclusion, and I'm happy that you teed this up. How do we possibly want inclusion to the point of removing somebody else's religion from their family story?
That's right.
But also to have any uniqueness. Like what makes, like, I didn't know that. I'm Jewish. I don't want to feel included. Otherwise, if I feel included, then nothing is anything. Like why can't you eat something? Let me know if this makes sense. Why can't you eat something different than your culture, different than your religion, different than your community? I'm not Persian. we're talking about Persian food and pomegranate seeds. If I walked in and it was just Ashkenazi Jewish cuisine catering to me, that wouldn't be fun anymore. Like, I can eat that, sure, but like, I want to experience different things. Like, this idea of inclusion, just what's like the version of, like, it's not whitewashing, it's like the opposite. It's like washing. Just washing. I don't want everything to be dull. I want everything to be different and colors and fun. And I just feel like the closer, the more we edge towards inclusion like that, the further away we get from anything original. It's just like, there's no story. There's no nothing. You can't be included. That's why it's a mystery. That's why it's something fun and different and cool. Like, but you can be included because you can eat there. You can shop there. You can enjoy it. But like an inclusive brand where everybody can feel it is nobody's brand. It's just nothing. There's nothing special. Does that make sense?
Yeah, beautifully.
Sorry for that tangent, but like I was just like thinking about it. Like who
I
the
love
fuck are
tangent. I
you
love
to tell
tagine.
these who the fuck are you to tell these beautiful Christians that they shouldn't have Proverbs on their store sheets?
That's private.
It's their store.
It's not publicly owned. There's no stock, like no public owned stock. It's privately owned business.
Like, what the fuck? Shut up. I hate this place.
next? You don't
But I
wanna
love
get
this
rid
place.
of the
Oh,
secret
that's
menu?
that's another thing, Josh. I'm so happy that I said I hate this place because I love this place. This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Granola. Folks, have you ever left a meeting thinking that was productive? And then 10 minutes later, you're pinging someone like, wait, what are we doing? Or worse, you've been heads down the entire meeting, furiously typing notes instead of actually listening, and now your camera's off, your brain's fried, meetings are a mess. Granola fixes that. Are you ready for this, folks? Because Granola is AI used right. It's an AI-powered notepad built for the real way people meet. Here's how it works. You take rough notes like you normally would, and in the background, Granola securely transcribes the meeting. Then it turns everything into clean, structured, and actually useful notes when the meeting ends. And the best part, Granola works with your device's audio, which means it integrates seamlessly into the video conferencing tools you already use. No extra setup, no awkward bots. It's just your normal meeting with superpowers. You get to actually listen instead of frantically typing every word and still walk away knowing exactly what was decided on, who's doing what, and what comes next. Folks, this is the best. Otherwise, you have to say, hey, do you mind taking notes? And you sound like such like a jerk. It's like, no, you shouldn't be taking notes. You should be listening. You should be contributing. And you should let AI take notes. It's fantastic. If meetings are eating up your day, Granola is absolutely a no-brainer. You can try it totally free for 3 months. Just head to granola.ai/goodguys. That's granola.ai/goodguys to get your time back. Get 3 months free at granola.ai/goodguys. This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Hims. Folks, Hims can't help you fold a fitted sheet, but it can help with your performance in bed. Take control of ED with personalized treatments made with doctor-trusted ingredients, prescribed by licensed providers 100% online. Through Hims, folks, you can access personalized prescription treatment options for ED if prescribed. Hims offers access to ED treatment options ranging from personalized products to trusted generics. They cost you heard that right, 95% less than brand names if prescribed. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hims brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatments that put your goals first. This isn't a one-size-fits-all care that forgets you're in the waiting room. It's your health and goals put first with real medical providers making sure you get what you need to get results. Think of Hims as your digital front door that gets you back to your old self. With simple 100% online access to trusted treatments for ED and more, all in one place. So folks, to get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/goodguys. That's HIMS.com/goodguys for your free online visit. hims.com/goodguys. Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. One more tangent, and then I'm done with tangents for the day.
We're ready.
Okay, I'm done with tangents for the day. I'm kind of sick of people saying, I hate it here. I'm kind of sick of people saying, like this world, it stinks. It's a terrible world. You could say it's a terrible country. It's a terrible, whatever. Like, I really hope that people genuinely wake up in the morning and just enjoy any part of their day. Even if you have issues with a political climate or something going on, that doesn't have to impact every fiber of your being every day. Like, I feel like Gen Z, I think I was on TikTok or something and I saw it was millennial optimism. That's what it was. I don't know if you've seen this, where they're saying that millennials are optimists because they lived in a different world, and Gen Z is entitled to be as pessimistic as they want because they live in a terrible one. And it's like, how have you convinced yourself that you live in a terrible world? That means that all that you do is consume as much as you possibly can. TikTok rabbit hole after TikTok rabbit hole. All you do is watch the news. You didn't see a sunshine. You didn't have a nice day. You don't have any family members. No one. You didn't have a nice interaction with a woman at a coffee shop. Nothing. Life is horrible. Right? I don't know. Sorry. Another tangent.
My sponsor always talks about, like, there's always phrases like, I want to be in God's image or God's love or God's vision or whatever. He's like, in my experience or my opinion, God's vision is the present. And so being in the present is the gift, right?
100%.
It's like people used to take issue with the idea of a day at a time, right? In 12-step, they'd be like, well, you're giving yourself the out. It's like, no, it's that I only have power over the next 12 hours. Like, because I don't know what will happen tomorrow. And I know that for the next 12 hours, there's a very good chance I can stay sober if I do these things. It's not giving myself the out for tomorrow. It's keeping me in today.
But that's life. Like, it's an incredible message in 12-step, but that's the best way to live a meaningful life. I can only control what happens today. So I'm going to give today 100%. I'm going to give my wife 100%. I'm going to give my son 100%. I'm going to call my parents. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to wake up and try my hardest to be happy, even if I don't have anything to be happy about. I think I have plenty to be happy about. But there have certainly been times, like, it's in self-reflection. Like, I've had times where I'm not waking up happy. And I'm like, why the fuck am I not happy? My life is unbelievable. And but it takes training to be happy. But I will
say, dude, not having money, having lived that life, it's a bitch. It's real hard to be happy. Like, there's so many little things that I know when my mom and I were like super broke and we were having to appeal for like getting, money from the state or figuring out, like, we couldn't get an apartment because we had no credit, right?
Yeah.
So like we were screwed. And like this lovely guy, Perry, took pity on us and used his credit. He was the landlord of the building in Hell's Kitchen, and he felt bad for a single mom and an only child and used his credit so that we can get the apartment. Otherwise, we would have been in like these month-to-month, like cockroach-infested places. So I know what it is. It can feel pretty hopeless when you have no dough.
I've definitely told you this before, but like 2006, my dad did a big build out. He put all of his money, leveraged our apartment, and got fucked. I think I've told you this before. If I haven't, I'm telling you this now. And we went from owning our apartment to selling our apartment for nothing to moving into a rental. I was 16 years old. Then when I was 18, my dad's credit is in the dumpster. So I couldn't get an apartment. I couldn't move out. That's why I stayed local. And I'm saying all of this because even people that are in positions of privilege often do have times. It might not be as dramatic, right? But everybody has something. And in your story, while horrendous, Perry is an incredible light in that story. I like my point is just like, you can woe is me through life when life is really terrible. You could also look for the Perrys.
For sure.
That's all. And we'll probably, I don't know what we're keeping.
We're going to get rid of a lot.
But I enjoyed it. We do a little Moron mail?
Please.
All right, folks. As always, goodguyspodcast1@gmail.com. You're going to write in. You're going to give us your Moron mail. SpeakPipe is dead. Just like Marshall. You can see his tombstone. Where is Marshall buried, Josh? It doesn't matter. Okay.
At the Unwell Cemetery? No.
All right, guys. Hey, guys, my girlfriend and I moved in together a few months ago, and things are great, except she will not allow outside clothes on the bed. Like if I come home from dinner, I'm supposed to change before even sitting on the edge of the bed. Last night I sat down to take off my shoes, and she jumped up like I had just dragged mud through the apartment. Am I nuts? Claudia's the same way.
Yeah.
Claudia's the same way. If I sit in the bed in my outside clothes, like we went to the outlets yesterday just to try and do a little bit of shopping, and I sat in our bed with my outlet clothes on, and she acted like we needed to burn the sheets. So I think that this might be is this a gender thing? Josh, would you be comfortable laying in your, or no, it's not. It's a cleanliness thing?
Saying no. It's not. It's a cleanliness thing.
I think it's probably dependent on the person. I'm not particularly like that, but I, like sitting on the edge of the bed, I'm like, you're not on top of like that part of the comforter isn't really touching you. So I don't get that. But of course, like take off your outside clothes before you get under anything or up near a pillow or lay back.
Yeah, so this is a gender thing, I think. Like I would hop into bed in my jeans.
I'm not saying I haven't done that before. I certainly have. I know that I shouldn't.
Sometimes I sleep in my jeans and feel like I'm in a band.
But I don't even think like I shouldn't. Like I get in, I'm just comfortable and tired. Like I don't want to shower. I don't want to change. It's not that I shouldn't. I should. But Claudia says I shouldn't, so I don't. But I'm convinced that this is a male female thing. I think.
I don't know. I just think some people are really, they have their isms about the bed and the shrine of the bed and the cleanliness, and other people are kind of, I don't know, dude. Last night I slept on the couch, and everything's fine with Paige and I. It's just that Shai didn't feel good, and there was a chance that he was going to go in our bed, and there's just not room for three of us in there, and I don't mind, but oh man, but like being on the couch, I was like, this is no way to live. Like the bed is a pretty beautiful place.
Unbelievable. That said, we currently are dealing with 2 great pillows and 2 not so great pillows. I think I recently bought the 2 great pillows, and they somehow made it over to Claudia's side. I don't know where these great pillows go, but I'm sleeping on some terrible pillows. I digress. All right, the next one. Hey guys, my roommate has started washing takeout containers and keeping them like they're actual Tupperware. At first, it was just a couple, but now our cabinets are full of random containers from Thai places and salad spots. Last night, he packed my leftovers in a used lo mein container. Is this a thing people do? I think this is incredibly resourceful. Is it something that I do? No. But I love a good quart container. I think that's like my dad used to just like bring home leftovers in those, so I'm conditioned for that. But like when you order a matzo ball soup and you get it in that big container, that's a great container. Like not all of them. I don't think that I would save she said Thai food. I don't think I would save like the low, shallow pad Thai container.
No, it's nuts.
That I don't need. That's crazy. But the big one I think I'd save. But you think it's all nuts? What do you think?
I think in this world, I would agree with you, except we have Amazon now, and I've gotten like 40 of those quarts sent to me brand new for $10. Like it's a nothing. Right. And I also like, I don't want to, look, I'm not that guy that worries about microplastics, but if it's an easy avoid, like I don't reheat shit in a to-go container anymore. I used to be to-go containers all day, nuking that shit for 2 minutes, just pissing out a credit card of plastic out of my pee hole.
I love that you just said nuke. I was just on the phone with my dad, and we were talking about chocolate-covered strawberries, as a man and his son often do.
Sure.
And he said, you could put the chocolate over a double boiler, or you could just nuke it. And I was thinking to myself, you could just fucking nuke it. Do other people use nuke? Is nuke like an East Coast thing? They do. Everybody uses nuke?
My mom used to say it all the time, and you said that immediately took me back.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus says that.
Nuke's old school, and I liked it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. I love a good microwave.
It's so hot.
I'm just now thinking about the etymology. Nuke.
Yeah, nuclear.
Never thought about
nuclear.
that before. Wow.
I have to read this one crazy fucking New York Post headline because it's still making me laugh, which is, this is a good one. Okay, you'll love this. Trump briefed that Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, is probably gay. And President, that's priceless reaction. President Trump was stunned to learn last week that U.S. intelligence indicates the new Iranian supreme leader may be gay and that his father, the late Ayatollah, feared his suitability to rule the Islamic Republic for that reason. Trump couldn't contain his surprise and laughed aloud when he was briefed on the intel, according to sources. I mean, that is... I just imagine him hearing it, like, because you know, like Trump really like can surprise us in the best and worst of ways. Like, I imagine him hearing it and him going, I think I like him more now.
By the way, am I Trump? I'm literally in my head thinking, I think I like him more now.
Yeah.
I'm like, how bad could he be? Like, what, you're really going to like press nuclear while you're like being
like
super gay? No, I don't think so. Like,
It's so
wow,
good.
that's so good. That's so funny. Isn't he also like one-legged in a coma or something? Gay with one leg in a coma?
I heard that the blasts might have done him in.
There's a lot going on with him. All right. Well,
what about? Did you hear about that? You know the famous artist, street artist Banksy, who's basically
course. I'm
had
cultured. Of course.
You know? Did you ever see the doc?
No, of
Exit
course
through the gift shop.
Josh, this is too much. Okay, I told you I knew Banksy. Like, you knew I didn't see the doc. It's too much.
All right, fair enough. Well,
I'll put it on my list.
Banksy's one of the great, you know, he basically has always lived behind a mask. No one knew his identity. And he was famous for these really cultural, these incredibly impactful street art designs. But then he would do things like he would go to Central Park and he would take all of these original paintings and just put them out for $5 each. And you would assume that it was, you know, a copy and $5 was nothing. And then, of course, suddenly you had $1 million piece of art in your house as a souvenir. He did the famous one where they sold a giant original of his at Sotheby's or something like this. And then right as it sold for like $3 million, he hit a button and the art dropped and went through a shredder built into the frame.
Oh,
Did you ever see that?
no. Oh, my
It's
God.
like they're literally like, and sold for $3 million. And suddenly the giant frame starts beeping and it just goes beep, beep, beep. And within the frame, they built a shredder into the frame and the art just goes through. It's the best.
What do you do with that? I guess it's still worth the money because it's still cool, or
Because it was a
you just got,
moment.
or you just got fucked.
I mean, obviously you don't pay for it at that point because it's like an act
Oh,
of
oh,
God.
oh. Understood.
An
Okay.
act of Banksy. But
Okay.
anyway, no one knew his identity for like over 20 or 30 years. Well, they just figured it out. And it's a guy named Robin Guggenheim, who's a British dude and is totally like, he looks like he works at a grocery store. He's awesome. But I'm like,
Guggenheim.
Yeah.
Is he related to the Guggenheims?
Or-
Of the Guggenheim Museum?
sorry, it's not Guggenheim, it's Gunningham. Robin Gunningham. Excuse
Very
me.
different. Very different. Very different.
He changed his name to David Jones in 2008 because I guess it's the most common name in the UK to even more blend in. But they figured it out. He's like a 51-year-old British dude.
I hope that whoever outed him took great pleasure in doing that. Leave the man alone, okay? He wants to be a mystery. Do we know who Deadmau5 is yet?
Yeah, his name's Robert. His last name Joel Zimmerman.
Got it.
He's unmasked himself.
He did? Okay.
He's
I'm
a
trying
Jewish
to think
kid
of
from
others. Do
Toronto.
we know who Dumois is?
Now, yes.
You do.
We do.
Brand new, unmasked.
She was.
Yes. Just I think this
Let me
past
see.
week.
Let me see this.
She unmasked herself?
Chatty Cathy.
She unmasked herself?
Yeah, here.
But you knew her, right, Ben? Didn't you know her?
I don't.
Widely
I think that
reported
maybe-
to be
I think she's at
Melissa
WME.
Lavallo, a former Ralph Lauren executive. Here, let me
Wow.
see here.
Shout out the great.
Supposedly,
This looks like a real yenta. I could see
I can't
this.
see.
Shout out Dumas, who's they're close friends with my buddy Sean Avery, and Dumas does the Lord's work.
Yeah, just exposing shit and hanging people out to dry.
What do you think of this? Because you didn't see. If the first Oscar movie you see is, it should be one battle after another, which is on Max. It's
That's the one with
spectacular.
Leo and with what's her name?
Tiana Taylor.
Tiana Taylor. Who, by the way, did she think she won an Oscar last night? Did you see?
No.
So they won Best Picture.
Right.
And I didn't realize not everybody in the cast gets an Oscar. Best Picture, the Oscars go to
Producers.
the director, the producer, Not necessarily. Oh, does it
It's a
not even go to the
producer-
director?
it's a producer
It's a producer.
award.
Okay. So 2 producers, there are 3 given out. She's so excited. Tiana Taylor. 2 producers are holding Oscars and Tiana Taylor.
Great.
And I don't know if anybody's spoken about this. I'm convinced that she didn't know that when you win Best Picture, you don't win Best Picture. You don't win the Oscar for it. I think she thought that you won an Oscar.
What's great about the movie, and he hadn't been winning, and then he just started to sweep in the end. Sean Penn gives one of the great performances of the last 20 years. I mean, he's so spectacular. And what do you think of this? And it's kind of his MO. He didn't go to the Oscars. He went to the Ukraine instead.
I didn't even know that he went to Ukraine, and I thought it was badass just for not coming, because I saw that it was the SAG Awards. He also won, and he also didn't show up. Like, I just think that it's particularly badass when you show up to a cause that's meaningful to you. So that is a considerably better use of, I think, his celebrity than showing up with a pin that you don't understand. So shout out to Sean Penn for sure.
Should we get to What Are You Nuts?
We should. Folks, what are you nuts? Gripes with people, places, and things. Both big and tall, whatever, sticking in your craw. Josh, my what are you nuts moment is plain and simple. Stop having conversations in inconvenient places, okay? Unless you have the self-awareness to move, do not start a conversation in a doorway. Do not start a conversation when you've already finished paying for your Starbucks. Do not start a conversation, Josh, in the elevator with me when I'm trying to leave. I've had enough, okay? It's enough. I'm trying to pass you. You're in a conversation. Excuse me, miss. Excuse me, miss. Have enough self-awareness just to take your conversation somewhere else. What are you, nuts?
Love it. My What Are You Nuts is, there'll be many times where I'll get DM'd something and they'll be like, hey, will you come try this thing or show up to this thing? And it'll be a Jewish-centric whatever, right? It'll be like, hey, we're Jewish kayaking, or like, this is, we're the Jewish, I don't know, mathletes. Like, what are you, nuts? It doesn't, like, we don't, for what? Like, I don't want to go to a Jewish-centric anything. Like, it's too many of us in one room. Like, really? A little diversity here, right? Like, a little variance. Same thing.
Sure.
I don't want to go to a Christian kickback.
I do. By the way, if you invite me to your Christian kickback, this is just what we were talking about, Josh.
Mix it up.
This is what we were talking about. We want to go to cool, different things. I can do my own Jewish kayaking. I'll invite you and my dad, and it'll sink. We'll have a great time.
Yeah.
We'll be at the bottom of the river.
The USS Fatso.
It'll be great.
The USS Scoliosis.
But yeah, I want to go to a Christian kickback. That sounds rad. Crush a couple of blue moons, pray to our Savior Jesus Christ, repent for our sins. I'm down. I'm in. Why not?
Jesus is rad.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Jesus is rad. You know what else is rad, Josh?
Tell me.
Giving this episode 5 stars. That's what Jesus would want you to do.
Yeah.
Not 1, 5 stars, okay? Like Jesus would do. And once a week, folks, we're going to read.
No, we're not. Can we cut this out?
Yes.
I don't want to do reviews anymore. It hurts. People are
We are
freaking
not
jerks.
going to read it
Thanks,
anymore. That said, we would still encourage you to leave us 5 stars.
Does it do anything, Olivia?
I
don't
think
think
it's
it
better.
does a damn thing.
Give us 5 stars or do nothing. We're not going to read it, though.
No,
And we'll see you
we're
next
done.
time, Mondays and Thursdays.